now by Neo Masilela, who lost a loved one, 7-year-old Zintle, who was in grade 2. Neo, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being able to have the strength to speak to us this morning. And I would love to offer our condolences, not only as a station, but also as a nation as well, to your loss this morning. And maybe just share with us how you're waking up today. I guess in some ways it must be so hard to believe that Zintle is no more.
Thank you so much for having me. Yes, it's not easy, as a family to go through what we're going through, but through prayer, because that's the only thing that we know how to do as a family. So that's the only thing that strengthens us. But yeah, it's unbelievable to say that this little child that we have had in the family is now passed. So it's everyone is in shock still. Everyone is just in disbelief that Zintle, our little Zintle, has passed. So, yeah.
I understand that her dad, Dumisani, and maybe you can also just share with us, Neo, your relation to Zintle. We understand her dad is at this hour at the mortuary, and I imagine going through the process of the identification and things like that. Just a really, really hard thing for a father to have to do, to have to identify their child. Just talk to us about how you received the news and what you've been able to learn overnight about how this happened.
So I received the news on Sunday evening at around 5 p.m., 6. On Sunday. And just I learned that, she was out with her friends playing, and then they decided to go buy snacks at the local spaza shop. And just shortly after that, they, all went home saying that they're hungry. And Zintle's mom, according to my knowledge, tried to make something for her to eat. And just shortly after, so she couldn't eat anything or drink anything. And she started being, very weak. And just after that, she started throwing up, just right after her mom put her to bed, because she was complaining that she's weak. And her mom put her to bed, and she just started throwing up. And from there, they took her to the hospital, because then her skin kind of started changing and being purple. And her eyes started rolling. And shortly after that, they took her to hospital, to the clinic, Zola Clinic. And just right after that, everything happened so quickly, so fast. And she just right then and there, she just passed.
And how did you come to learn about the other children and realizing that there was another issue at play here?
So I was not there at the clinic when all of this was happening, but I was in contact with my mom, and she was telling me everything that's happening in the moment. I learned that, there's another family that came to the same clinic, and it, was Zintle's friend's family. And, they showed that all those kids had the same some symptoms. So while they were there, just right after Zintle had passed, the other family came through to the clinic and had with the same symptoms of the child. And just right after then they were just put to bed on the same bed, and had the same. So they had their stomach had risen, and their eyes were white, I think, and their skins were purple. And yeah, it was just really horrific. Just seeing that, according to what my mom told me. So yeah, it was a very traumatic experience. It's a very traumatic experience actually for everyone right now.
Oh, no. I mean, as you described that, to take a child to clinic to hope for a different outcome, and then to watch her basically pass away, and this would have been the experience of your family as well. Just a really, really horrific thing. Is there anything you know about what they might have consumed? Again, we're saying this is an allegation because we're waiting for police to confirm, and they have to do their investigations. But based on some of the stories you might have heard from some of the other families and the parents, is there any inkling as to what they possibly could have eaten?
So from what I've heard, it was crisp. I'm not sure what brand or what kind of crisp they were having. But all of them had the same thing. So I think it was 7 of them that were playing together, and they all had the same snacks. So they went to the shop to buy snacks. Not sure what brand, what kind of crisp they were having. And yeah, that's the only information that I have right now, because obviously no one else was there to say what they were having. It was only them. So yeah, that's the unfortunate part that we don't know of.
Have the doctors, and again, please guide me now, because some of the information would be personal, some of the information you want to keep as a family, and I truly respect that boundary. Have there been any answers from doctors, from those who have been attending to the children, as to what the cause might have been? I'm not sure if you've accidentally muted Neo.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so please repeat the question. I got distracted there.
I was saying I want to respect the boundaries insofar as how much you want to share and how much as a family you can share. But I wanted to ask whether doctors have been able to give any preliminary answers as to what led to their passing, what led to Zinhle's passing.
Yeah, so it's being speculated that the snacks that we're having had a little bit of rat poisoning. So I don't know for sure what it was, but that's just the word that's going around, that the snacks, that according to what the doctors linked the symptoms that they were having had to do with. So there's word going around that it might have been rat poisoning. So, yeah.
Yeah. You've just flipped the view of your picture, so we're seeing you on the side. I'll give you a minute or a moment just to correct that and to put it the right side up. What I do want to ask is, again, when we hear stories like this and incidents like this, these are families, these are children. There is a deep pain that happens when something like this happens, and I would love for you to share just a little bit more about Zinhle, some of her hopes, her dreams, aspirations, the light that she was in the home.
Yeah, Zinhle was such a bubbly child. She was just so loving and just so receiving of love. She was, she is the youngest child in the family. So we all loved her and we all gave her so much love. And I think because of that, the love that she had was reflecting of that love that she received from home. So she was just loving and so bubbly, always inquisitive, always curious to know, anything, always willing to learn. So she just embraced everyone with love, everyone that she knew, everyone that she didn't know. Whenever she saw them, enter the yard or just in her presence, she just loved them and hugged them. Oh. That's just the child that we, know Zinhle to be. Even at school, she was excelling. Just a smart child, always willing to learn, always wanting to know more. So, it's just unfortunate that, this had to happen, and we will miss her very much.
Yeah, and we're seeing picture that echoes exactly the sentiment that you're sharing, just this beautiful light that has now been lost. Now, has the family tried to get answers from the spaza shop involved, perhaps the owner or the operator?
Beg your pardon?
Did anyone go to the spaza shop that the children likely would have gone to have purchased the snacks from? Did anyone try to speak with the owner or the operators there?
So while all of this was happening on Sunday, I think the community had had something going on there, and they closed down the shop. So no one, according to my knowledge, I don't think anyone has went to find out what really, what the issue was from those puzzle shops. But I know that the owners of those puzzle shops are nowhere to be found, and they're hiding, I think, because no one knows where they are. So yeah, we don't know anything beyond that as a family, and I think other families as well.
Neo Masilela, again, please accept our sincere and deep condolences for the loss of this beautiful child, and convey those as well to your extended family. Thank you for having the strength and the fortitude to be able to talk to us this morning and just shed some more light. We will be seeking answers from various quarters, both the police as well as the National Consumer Commission. I'm going to be speaking to them, in fact, in just a moment to talk about oversight and enforcement for products that are being sold.